Hello and welcome to EHC-TV. This is Chandler Foster with your news interview. We have had an eventful time around this time here on the Emory campus. What with midterms going on and now advising, it can be kind of stressful for students. But have no fear because student success is here. Now joining me on set is the Director of the Office of Student Success, Dr. Lauren Harding. Thank you for being here, Dr. Harding.
Thank you for having me, Chandler.
So, like I said, this year's been kind of eventful with midterms and advising, but first I just want you to talk about your role as student success. What do you all do for students?
So in student success, we do a little bit of everything. We advise students, we coach students through their academic issues, we have tutoring and supplemental instruction as well, and we also are just the office that students can go to whenever they have any questions in general. Even if they're not sure where to go, we often tell students to come to Student Success and we'll get them in the right place.
All right. Well, and like I said, midterms have been here, so that's kind of a stressful time. How have you been helping students prepare for midterms and even take midterms?
Yes, so midterms are here. Our office has been assisting students with studying for those midterms, but we also had the hurricane that came through earlier this semester in late September and early October. So our office has been busy assisting students with navigating the, I guess, unique circumstances that a hurricane has presented. We're all the way in Southwest Virginia, but Hurricane Helene came through and we had to delay some midterms, delay some outreach to our students, but we're working through that. Our faculty are turning in midterm grades this week. The due date was Monday, and so we're slowly getting those results and contacting students who need some additional help.
Well, that's good. Now, do you all actually administer midterms and help with that?
So for our students who have academic accommodations, we do administer midterms. Academic accommodations are for students who have a documented disability, who have worked with our office to provide an accommodation plan for them. But if a student does not have academic accommodations or they choose to not use their academic accommodations, then professors will administer their own midterms.
Oh, okay. Well, you all help with midterms. I have to say you all are a very big help because I work with you all sometimes.
Thank you, Chandler. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. And now now that we're getting midterms out of the way, it's time for people to start advising and registering for classes. You want to talk a little bit about how you help with that and what role student success plays in that process?
Yes, so advising weeks are this week and next week, and students will begin to register for classes, I believe Monday, October 21st, if they're of a special population. So the time has come quickly, a little quicker than I would have liked this semester. In the Office of Student Success, we have first-year advisors. So students who are first-year students meet with their first-year advisor, and if they're a transfer student, they oftentimes have an advisor in the Student Success Center. Our office also helps students who are withdrawing from classes or trying to figure out if they should withdraw from a class or stick it out and see if they need to try to bring up their grade or end up withdrawing from a class. One of the cool partnerships we have on campus is also with our athletic department. We have our Student Athlete Success Center and the King Center as well. And so I know that center is extremely busy with mandatory study hall hours and assisting those student athletes with their academic needs as well as their athletic needs to make sure that they're eligible, happy and healthy, and all around just a well-rounded student athlete.
Okay. Now you said next week, Monday, October 21st was the first day to register for classes, correct?
Yes. I do not have the academic calendar memorized, but I believe that that's the date that's lingering in my mind. That's for special student populations such as honor students, students with accommodations, ROTC, and maybe a couple of additional students. Seniors follow shortly after that date, and then juniors register next. The following week, the week of Halloween, our sophomores and freshmen are able to register for classes.
Well, would you like to talk a little bit about what steps students have to go through to register for classes, and the role that student success plays to help that process along.
So any student who needs to register for classes, they need to meet with their advisor, whether that be a faculty advisor or a first-year advisor, and make sure that you are actually taking and signing up for the classes that you need to take. Especially if you're an NCAA athlete, you have to be taking classes that are towards your degree program. Otherwise, you could put your eligibility at risk. So your first step is to make sure that you meet with your academic advisor, whether that be a faculty member or a staff member. Student success specifically, we have our first year advisors. So we meet with those students the next 2 weeks. My advisors will be pretty busy meeting with those first year students. We have hundreds of students that actually walk through our door this time of year, and our advising staff does a really, really good job. But we don't turn away any student. So if a student has a general advising question, or they need some additional clarification, or even if their faculty advisor has sent them our way, we still assist those upperclassmen students through those unique issues. And again, if somebody needs to withdraw or they need some additional advice, our office is going to be able to handle that as well.
All right. Well, last question before we wrap things up here, Dr. Harding. As I've said, this is a stressful time, midterms, and especially getting registered for classes. It can be kind of a stressful time. So as a counselor and a student success coach, what advice would you give to students as we're approaching this time?
So there are often times during the semester where we are a little busier and we are a little stressed, both as students but also faculty and staff. And so I would recommend for students to be able to make sure that they're reaching out to our counselors in the counseling center. They're on the second floor of Wiley Hall. We have amazing counselors there. Alex Verson, Camille Kingsolver, and Amy Burns are our counselors on campus, and they are awesome. You can schedule an appointment with them by contacting the counseling center, or by walking in and working with the administrative assistant at the front desk. We also have timely care. This is a really awesome thing that we provide for our students, and many larger institutions have timely care as well. There is an ability to schedule a meeting with a mental health professional, and there's also the ability to use a Talk Now button in case you're needing some more immediate assistance. I would also say, at this time of year, students are getting sick, whether that be they've got a cold, whether they're getting a little stressed and they get a cold on top of that as well. And if you're feeling under the weather, I would really recommend that you also reach out to our student health clinic. Going to urgent care is great. There's many locations in Abingdon, but for many of our students who don't have a car, if you're feeling like you're under the weather, our student health clinic is going to be there to assist you. And they are awesome. Jessica Fain is the director of the student health clinic, and I've really enjoyed working with her.
Well, it seems like that student success is definitely fully equipped with resources to deal with us students.
We have a lot of resources on campus and a lot of partners on and off campus. Our leadership has worked really hard to make sure that we have those things in place. And I'm very lucky to work at a place like Emory Henry that's student-centered and making sure that we have all the things that our students need to be successful.
Well, Dr. Harding, thank you so much for coming in today. It's been wonderful having you talking about student success.
Thank you, Chandler. I've enjoyed talking to you too.
Thank you. For EHC-TV, this is Chandler Foster with your news interview, and I'll see you next time.